Ding, what's going on, my man? Smack Top, episode number 11. There's a ton going on right now. I just dropped the promo on IG Live. We've got a lot to talk about. We're bringing a champion. John the Machine Davis is going to join us. We also have a contender. KO Chris Thomas is going to join us a little bit later. We know season 3 is in the thick of it today. As we speak right now, we've got 13 matches going down. Round 2 of Road to the Title. We got guys flying into Vegas. We're going to talk about it. What does it mean? Are they coming to make an appearance on the show? Are they in town for media for potential Power Slap number 8? We're going to break it all down here today. If you're not doing so already, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the notification bell. Leave us a comment in the comments section below. Ding. We'll be monitoring it all show. We'll break down what you guys want to know, and we want to hear from you throughout the entire time. Ding, what's going on, my man? Is it good in the slap world right now?
Yeah, brother. Listen, I woke up this morning. There wasn't a ton going on. Here we are at 6 p.m. Eastern, and everything's changed. The whole slap universe has been turned upside down, as you said. 13 matches going on today. Power Slap Season 3, Road to the Title. We got people flying into Vegas, all types of movement going on in the world. So it's definitely a good day for Power Slap.
100%. I mean, you stay up till 4 in the morning. So do we actually get you to rise before noon? So can we say you actually get up in the morning, or is it more like the afternoon, my man?
Nah, I got up in the morning for sure.
You got kids, you got a job, you're going to make an appearance every once in a while, whether you're mentally there or not.
Yeah, something like that.
But something like that. It's all good, my man. We're going to have you monitoring the chat the entire time. We want to hear from you. If you guys are there, any strikers, drop us a comment in the comments section. Austin Turpin apparently is going to tune in. Watch us. He's at the Apex today. So we're going to see. He'll be there. A lot of stuff going down. As always, as we said, exciting times all around. And, it wouldn't be a Smack Talk without my favorite feature. We've got the Slap News Garage Sale. We've got 3 of them this week. Things are picking back up in the slap world as it relates to this garage sale world of slap. And I love it every single time. But we're going to bring our first guest in right now. John the Machine Davis. What's going on, my man? I see you got the pre-workout, pouring it nice and thick. Going to get a workout in after this. How excited are you, my man, about everything that's going on?
I'm just ready to go as always, just waiting on the go ahead to hopefully get something going on. I'm tired of waiting. I've told you guys the last time I was on, getting the coach was a privilege and an honor as always, but dog, I'm ready to compete. The sideline shit's getting old.
Yeah. I mean, we got someone in the chat, Brandon Bordeaux, somebody in your weight class that has been pounding the table. He wants your name, my man. Would you accept that fight?
Yeah, I'd accept any fight they send me. I've never turned down anyone, and I never will. That's how I made it this far in this game. I would take that fight all day, every day, and unfortunately for Brandon, I guarantee I'm going to win that.
Love the confidence, my man. What do you think the holdup is? I mean, from all things, have you got a callable Power Slap number 8, or are you still just waiting?
I'm still just waiting right now. I have no update or info for anybody, unfortunately. But the holdup. I mean, who knows? The fight business is a crazy world. This is a even crazier, newer thing that's going on. So as unfortunate as it may seem that I'm not, ready to go out there and defend the title again, it is what it is. My time will come. I'll reign as long as I have to, and however long it takes for them to find me. I'm assuming a worthy opponent would be the holdup. So we'll find out.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but right now, are you 5-1?
No, 6-1, I think.
6-1. Okay. Well, Power Slap's website's out of date as per usual. But
what else is new, right? Did you guys see when it said everyone was a champion a few weeks ago? Everyone on the entire roster was a champion. I'm like, well, that kind of defeats the fucking purpose.
It got even better than that. I mean, guys that didn't even fight were champions. So, like,
Corey Corbin was a champion for a day, dude.
No. Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. But 6-1, so 7 fights in. Bring us back. Did you renegotiate? Was it a 6-fight contract you had at first? Did you renegotiate, or do you still have one more fight left on your old deal?
No, because it's a different. It's the Ultimate Fighter style, where the fights that are on my record are from the exhibition and the house, but my contract was separate because of them being different entities. So I still have 3 more, I believe, on my regular contract.
Okay, so 3 more to go then. Interesting.
Yeah, but doesn't a title defense get you a renegotiation? I mean, you'd know better than we would, but I thought your first title defense gets you a renegotiation. So if you haven't read it, you should look into that because rumor has it that that's the traditional UFC contract.
Well, that's why we're not the UFC. Also,
Yeah,
we're Power
for sure,
Slap.
for sure.
Yeah,
But
I get no. I
trying
understand
not to
what
give
you're
too much
saying.
away here, but just
My
check it out.
my business as of all of that is no one else's to know. So
Oh, good. I know this isn't in focus, but
Oh, there it is.
gives you a visual
Corey
of Corey
Corbin,
Corbin
the
being
champion,
champion.
whatever
Ah.
division.
There we go.
that'll be his next post.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. What else is happening? We've got some guys coming down. Static seemed to go dark on us, deleted his account. So we don't quite know what that is. Static seemed to kind of go away. Well, we've heard Vern Cathy talk a little bit about potentially one day coming down to 185. How excited would you be for a potential Vern encounter?
Oh, that would be great. He's a scary opponent, as most would say, because he's got the knockout power.
Mhm.
I feel like that would be a good test for, my chin to solidify what I've already gone through anyhow.
Mhm.
And, he's an OG that's been here from the beginning. So of course that would be a great a match to put together that's, been possibly long-term in the making, behind the scenes.
Yeah, 100%. Since last time we talked to you, there's an announcement that the Saudis going to the kingdom, that they wanted Power Slap, that was the impetus to start a renegotiation with the UFC. What is your take on that announcement, and how exciting is it to get this thing global?
I was super pumped once I, finally got the news and was
Mhm.
reading through it and heard everyone talking about it. So, to be able to go over there and get this thing, I mean, we've already blown, numbers out of the water left and right. So once we get over there, not only does that open us up to bring more people in for us to compete against, but that also is just going to be, another branch extended to, a whole nother family and a whole nother world for us to go compete in. That's going to be, nothing but good stuff. And I'm hoping for the global reach, for more viewers to pop off even more, so that way the folks can really see in such a short time how amazing this giant thing is expanded more and more.
100%. I mean, from all the research that we've done, and also our analytics on the back end, like 95% of our viewership is within the United States. So very much this sport, in Power Slap is within the United States. And so getting out there globally, opening up these new markets is going to bring more eyeballs, bring more attention, bring more sponsorship, bring more money, more views, everything to the platform, and, continue to grow those brands. Here, like what we do, I mean, we love to see, and we love to play devil's advocate, because a lot of the times, I mean, we find out information just like everybody else on the go. And like, so now we're sitting here saying like, what is that Saudi Arabia card going to look like already? Are they going to want to try to get some of these international guys that are closer, like a Danny Van Heerden, for example? They're going to try to give him a potential title shot, because how would it be to have a title holder, over, in South Africa fight on that card? How is all that going to kind of play into the mix? To me, they're going to want to bring America's best over there, but are we going to start to see some of these other guys potentially pop up in the mix? I mean, we've seen some guys from Eastern Europe kind of get into it, and who knows, my man? I think it's exciting. I think it's going to be great for the sport overall. We know they reached out to everybody, asking them to get their passports. So the people that they've reached out to definitely can be considered on it. And I mean, I don't think they're going to put anybody on that flight that isn't deserving, that's going to put on a show and really grow this sport to the next level. So it's definitely an honor for anybody who gets the invite across the board. Dig, my man, what do you got for the champ?
John, man, always a pleasure talking to you, of course. What do you make of these guys, from 205 saying that they want to come down? Obviously, we just seen AJ do it. Now you've got people like Turpin saying he can make 185, Vern saying he can make 185. Like, what do you make of this? Do you feel like that's a knock on you, that they want to come down, they think you're easy, or is it that maybe they just don't think they can do it in their division? Like, what do you think is the real cause of why these guys keep talking about coming specifically to your division? Even the guys at 170 talking about going up.
I think more so it's people wanting to compete at the highest level. I'm the last original champion left that is still holding on to my original belt. So I feel like people really, they want to put a stamp on their career by ending my undefeated middleweight reign so far, because I am undefeated at middleweight. That would be a huge marker for anybody to come down and not only, if someone can beat me, if someone can knock me out, that would, imagine what that would do for their profile of them taking the belt, but not only, getting the belt to become champion, ending what I've done so far. But, and for me personally, I don't know, I find that exciting. I want the highest level of competition. I want, everyone obviously has my name in their mouth, as I always like to say. So if they have nothing else to do in their weight class and they want to come down and, tango with me, I'm all for it. Every day, all day. I'm not scared of anybody. I never will be.
So you take it as flattery. That's all. That's a great answer, man. I think just generally speaking, you've always kind of been and you're not, I don't want to say you're the quiet guy, because you're not. You spend plenty of time talking to us, talking to the fans. But I don't know what it is. It just feels like you don't get the respect that you deserve. Like you mentioned, you're the original champion, the only one that still exists from, when championships were introduced. In addition to that, for anybody who hasn't seen the Wesley Drain fight, you switched arms, clearly weren't so comfortable with that and still retained your belt. I mean, your first strike, you hurt yourself. I watched it probably 3 weeks ago, and I was like, I totally forgot how badass this was and how much he had to power through to get to the other side of this. Like, I think you deserve way more respect than you get. And I don't quite understand why you're the kind of the one that seems to be, I guess, underwritten. Do you have any insight on that? I know maybe we've talked about that a little bit in the past.
I don't know. I like it though. It's as crazy as it makes me at sometimes when I'm sitting here, obviously not talking to y'all, and I'm probably mother effing while I'm in here working out. It is what it is. I really there's no rhyme or reason for it, but I know one thing is when people talk that talk and then they finally do get the opportunity to look at me eye to eye before we go up there, it's a whole different game plan. You see people's demeanors change. You hear their words change. They don't talk the same. They don't sound the same. None of my opponents have looked the same as they normally do. And I mean any fight other than Dorian. I'll give DTP 100% credit on that when we fought at heavyweight. But everyone in the middleweight division, when I've gone up there against them, there's something different about their demeanor, and I know why.
Man, that's amazing. That's a clip right there. You just teed it up for us on a platter.
Hitting dingers all day, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a big bald head for you to hit, so it can't be too hard.
He's just not here, so he doesn't get to bully anybody. Now I get it.
Hitting dingers. Awesome, John. We appreciate you joining us as always, my man. Train hard. We look forward to seeing you back. Hopefully you're there. Power Stop number 8. I mean, consolation, I guess we see you back at UFC X. We get to interview you again live in person as a coach, but we'd love to see you back up there in action, doing what you do best, defending your title, collecting checks and just being the motherfucking man.
Fingers crossed. And to everyone out there watching, go over to Power Slap, tag them, tag me, tag everybody. Tell them you want to see me fight. I'm tired of waiting, and I know you are too. Appreciate y'all very much.
Awesome, John. All the best, my man. Appreciate you. Much love. All right, Ding. John Davis joins us. One of those things. I mean, we need a worthy contender to get up there. We know Brandon Bordeaux is in the chat right now, banging at the table. I know we had a poll up on our social. How did it go, my man?
You'll be surprised, man. I don't know if we want to reveal this yet. So okay. I was shocked, man. It actually came out very, very favorably. People want to see Bordeaux versus Static. Like, it wasn't close.
Static. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Check out that question, Corey. I love that, actually. King
What's
Christian.
it got?
What's one match both you and Corey disagree with, as in someone maybe lost that you believe should have won?
If you have one on top of your head, go ahead. I mean, I don't know. I don't get in trouble if I say this one, but
who's gonna get you in trouble? Who owns Slap News?
One that we disagreed on. I try to think pre-fight or the overall outcome.
The outcome, yeah. Like
outcome
somebody
of it.
lost that maybe should have won, or somebody won that should have lost.
Try to
That's
think.
a great one. That's a really good question. I think Bordeaux versus Brahim Mir 2 was not a draw. I actually don't think it was a draw. I think you give a winner. I believe Bordeaux did enough. I think he edged them out personally.
Yeah, I mean the hard thing with Brahim, I tend to agree with you on that one. So it's not something that we disagreed with. I'm trying to think. I mean, Zach Zane versus Chris Debo.
We talked about that.
We talked about that. I mean, obviously, Zane is on the record book of being the winner. I thought initially Debo won it, was a little shocked when Zach Zane. What was your initial takeaway from that one?
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I think Zach's got potential to be a star in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's two pieces to this. One, there's a lot of hype around Zach because he's sort of a trailblazer in a lot of different ways, right? He's part of the Hawaiian crew, but he's a little guy, a smaller guy, I should say. I don't want to call any man a little guy.
Yeah.
And Debo, I think just kind of, you haven't seen him up there under the bright lights much because he gets the prelim fights or he's on the show. Like, I just don't think he gets the respect that he deserves. That's a tough kid. And I think that he's going to be a problem in his division for sure. Whether or not he'll become champion, right? That's anybody's guess. But I think he makes his way up to the top of the division. He's a tough kid. And I completely agree with you. I don't think Zach did enough in that fight to win. I thought that we were pretty shocked. I think if I remember correctly, we watched it on here. Like to recap it, and we were all like, "Yo, I don't know what the fuck the judges were watching."
Yeah, I'm trying to think back. Is there anything that we disagreed on? I'm not sure, my man. To be honest with you, that one's stumping me. Anything else in the chat, my dude?
No. I don't think they're asking like if we disagreed. I think they're asking if we disagreed with the decision that was made.
Oh, okay. I thought they meant me and you.
So what you said, no. So what you said answers the question. Absolutely. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Anything else, my man?
Oh no, I'm sifting through. Everybody's writing paragraphs today. You guys be easy on me, all right? I got a third grade American reading level. It's hard out here, all right? Just give me 2 seconds.
Oh, good. Let's put a little video clip though while you're doing that, my man.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's do it.
Or you got one up. All right, let's go. So we got the crazy Hawaiian starting him young, got the factory going. Dang, what's happening in this video?
Dude, first of all, he's working out his wrist, which is hilarious. With like he's going like sideways, and that's good. And he's got his kids fucking face on their face doing pushes. He said they did 200 for 5 and 7. I'm gonna ask you guys because we like the crazy here. He's a good friend of the program. Don't call no DCFS or anything like that. But he said his kids are doing 200 push-ups. That's fucking incredible.
Yeah. I mean, you have a son that must be around that age. Could he do 200 push-ups?
No, he can't do 200 push-ups, but he can kick the shit out of you because he's in karate.
Okay. I bet he's got tough thumbs too, doesn't he? I hear he's a power slap expert on the video game.
You trying to get them to call DCFS on me, bro?
Yeah, power slap expert mobile. So let's
look at that. Yeah, look at that. Fuck, man, I always mess up his name. My guy F Lich. He said Zane versus Debo or Greenhall versus Hamlet. That's another one. Yeah, that was a really good point. Rodriguez versus Hintz. I mean, you can't really disagree because he was a DQ. Like, there's not really much to talk about there. But Hamlet versus Hamlet versus Greenhall. I remember that. We talked about that one too, and we were pretty surprised by that as well.
I'm actually been surprised that actually Greenhall's kind of gone into gone into quiet and hiding. I don't hear too much from him at all, really, to be honest with you. I know obviously he's training with TJ Thomas and stuff, but I really haven't seen a lot from him on social at all. Have you seen any updates as to what Greenhall's been doing?
No, I haven't seen anything from Greenhall either.
Yeah, I mean, his last post was February 13th. Actually, there's one April 10th where he's actually recapping his of last year. What? Oh, he must have pinned that to the top of his story. Yeah, no, he's been quiet. February 13th is the last time we've seen a main page post from Logan Greenhall. So not sure what he's been up to. Delvin Helmet wants to get back up there. We see him still talking. He's slinging t-shirts, still wants to be up there in Power Slap. He's been one of those guys that we've seen the potential on the show. He obviously hasn't lived up to the hype. Obviously Vern, kind of got in his way, who's no slouch in his own right. But are we actually going to see that potential that we've seen on the show, from the vicious KO that he had at first? Are we going to see it come into fruition? I mean, now he's on back-to-back losses, Sting. I mean, one, we think he's going to get another shot. But are we going to see him blossom into the star that we thought, or is he somebody that's just going to kind of go to the wayside?
I think Logan Greenhall would probably do well to go down in weight. I think he's a little small. I think he'd do better at a lower weight class. But I think if he does that, he'll be a real problem in the division below. I don't think he's big enough to fill the shoes of some of the guys he's going to face. I think he should go down, and I think you will see that. If he doesn't, then no, I think he is going to keep on having this issue. I'm not saying he's going to get knocked out or anything. I just don't think he has enough power for these bigger guys, and I also don't think he needs to get hit that hard. I think he of course you have some guys they just got crazy power for their size, whatever, but in this case, I just don't believe it. Chin Reaper, I don't know if this guy's like hiding in the corner of the house or what, but he's saying, so today you got Amir versus Darren. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming he's saying that's a match. Darren who? If it's the Darren that we know about, that's a revelation.
Yeah, it's Darren Goderich over from Britain. Confirmed that he's in on the house. So
that's the one from the exhibition?
Correct. Yeah, he came over during the exhibition. I'm not sure on the full story of what happened there. I know he's friends with Ryan Phillips. Came initially, then he ended up getting married to actually a female striker who we've yet to see, but who's still on the Power Slap website. So it might be the first, if it happens, the first husband and wife slapping in Power Slap.
That will be wild. We already got brothers, so the only two things to do is, husband and wife or father and son.
Yeah. Kimberly Thompson on the UFC website, if you want to check her out, the wife of Darren Godfrey now. I know during one of the events he was getting married and he wasn't able to attend. So I know they've been trying to get him back in. But obviously with travel and stuff from the UK, not easy, and nice to see him back. And actually, hopefully we see him, in a couple matches, taking place. So that's awesome, my man. Let's go. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's go to this one, my. So there we see the crazy Hawaiian boarding a plane, and then a couple short hours later, guess where he is?
Oh shit, it's where the party's at, huh?
The crazy Hawaiian is at the UFC Apex in the buffet line. What could it mean?
It means that not making weight is a great fucking life. Fuck, man. There's a lot of guys who can't do that. But, he's at the Apex. So last time we speculated, is he at the Apex or whatever? Mm-hmm. This is confirmation he's at the Apex. So either he's got something to do with the show or there's news coming.
Yeah. Well, he's there. Obviously, it's fight day today. As we said before, he's there live in the flesh. We know he's going to be doing some media while he's out there as well. So, from what we're hearing, there's going to be some big announcements coming Thursday or Friday with the crazy Hawaiian. So we may see potentially him on Power Slap number 8. I think it's a good sign. Always great when we can see more of the crazy Hawaiian. Obviously, a big face, big on social. And we've got a guy sitting in the wings right now who we know is big on personality. We know a guy, a friend of our show, a friend of Slap News, Mr. KO Chris Thomas. How you doing, my man?
What's up, guys? How you doing, man?
Really good. What do you think it means? The crazy Hawaiian is at the Apex today. What do you
Getting
think
ready
that
to,
means?
probably sign that contract, getting ready to do some slapping.
Yeah.
He's
You
got
know
such a good heart, man. I can't wait to.
Yeah.
I love watching. I do go at it with everybody.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about Power Slap number 8 at all?
No, not really. They did. They don't. She's not for sure yet on anything. They're still working on season 3. She's a little bugged, and I understand. It's Erica. She's probably getting swamped. I think she took over Frank's position, so she's got a lot on her hands, and I respect her a lot. So.
Gotcha, my man.
Either
But
way, I don't. 2 knockouts in 4 months is not. I'm kind of risking going back so soon. So, but at the same time, like if I rest up for at least, give it 6 months. I lasted good with Manny, so I feel like I went back too soon. Me being a dumbass. But I'm just telling you, if they called me, I'm going. So
yeah.
I know it's not a good idea, but I'm about Power Slap. Anything they need me for, I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of time away might be a good thing, like you said. Maybe 2 months is too fast, but maybe 4 months. Maybe miss one event and come back could be good for you overall in the recovery process. But you definitely still want to stay active. I mean, you don't want to be like a Jewel Scott and disappear on us for 6-8 months at a time.
I'll be number 1 though. I'll be number 1.
How does it happen?
If I disappear, I'll be number 1. My record's still 5-2 though, so I don't. The rankings kind of get me mixed up a little, but I understand Blackbird. He dropped me, so
yeah,
it's whatever. I just got to come back stronger. I'm sorry for being a internet troll. I got frustrated, bro.
You got every right to say what you got to say, my brother.
All right, doggy.
It's all love, my man.
Okay, I love Slap News. I love you guys, man. I don't want you to ever think my intentions are wrong or off. So
never, brother. Hey, this is an interesting question since you said it, Chris. I think Corey and I kind of took a double take. You mentioned took over Eric or Frank's position, and now the chat's picked up on it, and they're asking, "What does that mean?"
Oh, it's not like Frank's been pushed out or nothing, but Frank's more like the boss status over like the Power Slap stuff. So he's not like answering to like all the calls and stuff anymore. He like has Erica doing all that stuff, like just the stuff he was doing right off the get go, like probably just to take some pressure and some weight off his chest.
Gotcha.
Just put it all on her too. But fuck, you're gonna need like 4 people in that position. Fucking call center.
well, what kind of call center would it be? Is it crisis line or what is?
I would say crisis line because we're all in a crisis. If you're doing Power Slap, man, you're in a fucking crisis.
That's
awesome, it's a fun sport. Don't get me wrong, and everything, but shit, it takes some nuts to do. So you gotta be a little fucked up to be stand up on the stage getting whacked in your mouth.
The phone Power Slap. Are you calling a slap or get slapped?
I want to get slapped. I've lost the coin toss the last 2 times. Fuck, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I just think I went up there too calm this last time. Like with Manny, I was pumped up, and I had to have the refs calm me down. But still, people enjoyed that fight. And then when I came up to this one, I walked up the stage like a fucking, like just, I don't know. I wasn't in, I think I didn't, my confidence was deflated a little. Like I don't feel like the same KO Chris the last 2 ones. I feel like, I was a little like with Manny, I felt kind of pumped up, but I still didn't feel like my best. Like I was not ripped up in the house, but I was in shape. Shit.
Mm-hmm. How, just touching on that a little bit, like, do you think the time away, did it hurt you? Do you think being away, not getting the reps, not being able to have those lights, do you think it kind of set you back a bit from?
Yes, absolutely.
It seems that you haven't been, like, as you touched on, that same confidence. I mean, Power Slap number 1 against Jesus Gaspar, like you walked with your forehead forward, like you were moving, like you had intention as you were.
Yeah.
Everything you did was with a purpose, and we didn't see that.
I know everybody in my life says that too, man. It's just I gotta figure it out, man. I still haven't figured it out all the way, but I gotta figure it out. And I just been trying to catch up on everything. Just get my hands calloused out for them all. They'll be ready by the time I get back.
Yeah, those are working hands for sure.
Yeah,
but, you got to feel Anthony Blackburn slap. I'm sure you got to see him a lot. He's kind of a hot topic right now. A lot of people talking about him. Do you think he's deserving of a shot
at the title?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't really care who gets the title. I think everybody in the welterweight division deserves a shot at least if they're making moves. I mean, in everybody else's eyes, he took out KO Chris. So that should automatically get, like, I should have just waited for my title shot. I should have sat back in the wings because everybody said we should have rematched. I should have waited for it. But Blackbird took me out. So it's obviously his fucking fight. I honestly believe that the way Blackburn hits with his wrist first into his hand, man, he's not going to be able to tuck his, I don't care if he tucks his chin or not. You know, not the way Blackburn's hits. You know what I mean? If you watch it in slow motion, which I've posted and thrown a cry, you know, I've obviously been a baby over it sometimes, but I don't really care about it. It really doesn't bug me. I just like posting shit and watching people's reactions.
Yeah.
I like to fucking even message them back, but people think I'm like angry, like I'm sitting there angry messaging them back. Most of the time, I'm not even paying attention to what I'm saying. I got 5 sons with my wife, so like I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
Internet's fucked up. You know, they can all go fuck themselves, dude.
I hear you, my man.
You don't seem to be alone, man. Nate Bernard's in the chat, and he said he resonates with the idea that, you know, you don't feel like yourself in those last 2. So you're definitely not alone in that, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I just I don't ever want to go against the refs at that place, but I think that automatically on knockouts they should automatically have a slow replay no matter what. Check the hits, the hands, because right before we go out, Mark Smith tells us the points of our hands to hit, and motherfucker. And then all these videos I'm watching being posted, you know, when I dropped Manny, I got called for a club, but and then they turn around and support videos. It just doesn't make sense to me. I get it in a way, but fuck, I've been there since get-go. I don't know, man. I just feel like Travis Scott took all Dana's attention, and you know, because Dana White stood up for Static, you know, stood right up for Static on that stepping shit, but I think it stood up for at all, you know. I just think that nobody really like cares about me, you know, like I'm just a tattooed out fucking old junkie to them, but I'm not like that, dude. I'm a dad. I'm a good dad, and I love people. I help anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. I've helped them. You know, if they ask me for help, if it was a stranger walked up to me, I help them. You know, and the way I act is how I act all the time. So it's just, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's fuck it.
I mean, you're here helping us, the Slab News. I mean, 2 fucking jerk offs and a microphone. So
no, you guys are doing good. I'm proud of you guys.
Speak for yourself, Canadian. Goddamn.
I'm proud of you guys, for real. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Corey. I'm proud of you, Mr. Ding. Like, your guys' YouTube's doing good too. Like, you guys are doing it, man. And
yeah,
fuck, Corey, been here with you since day one, man. I always told you, man. I knew you were gonna. I felt it, man. Your energy. You always put off a great energy. Mr. Ding, he puts off the energy like, fucking shut up, KO Chris, you fucking loud. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I fucking hate this guy.
Nah,
it's all right, though. We just gotta hang out. We just gotta hang out, Ding.
I'm the oil, bro. Like, to the oil, you know what I mean?
I know.
I've got to be that driver of, you know, the controversy.
Yeah. Oh, good. But Chris, I mean, you know, looking at the top of the division, anybody you want? I mean, Jewel Scott, Provo.
Jewel Scott owes me. You know, that would be a quick. Well, way back to my number 1 spot, and then me face whoever. Like, I think Blackburn. I know he's got own fights. I would like to see him go at it with Manny. It doesn't matter. It's another day. And then me and Joe Scott go at it on the same card. Whoever wins out of Joe Scott and me goes face the winners of Manny and Blackburn. But honestly, that'd be. I think Blackburn is ready, man. Obviously, he could do it. Yeah, you know.
Which, I mean, the forgotten guy. You know, Andrew Provost. I know he was in there in the house with you. The trials and stuff.
Yeah, he needs to get a fight. He got fucked over his last fight. He didn't get a show out or nothing. Him and Jewel Scott would be another good banger because those two, their fight didn't go so well. Yeah. You know what I mean? Provost hurt his hand on his head or some shit. If I remember it right, I don't know. But they fought before, and maybe a rematch on that too would be nice. But no, fucking Jewel Scott, stop running, you fucking little baby. You talk all this shit. You're a 45-year-old man, dude. You know, chasing women and fucking being a dumbass, dude. That's all you are is talk. I'll show up every time, baby. It's time for you to show up. Show up. You got your number 1 spot off of sitting.
Yeah. I hear you, my man. I mean,
right.
I'm sure we'll see him back. But did they even release the Provost fight, the last one that he did?
I don't know, bro. I think they might have, but I'm not for sure, Corey. But they might have. But I remember seeing it, dude. It was fucked up, but
I know it was a tape fight. I can't even see. I forget who it was against now.
I don't know. I thought it was. I don't know. I don't remember that one quite sure, but I remember chasing Anthony Provost when I first seen him around the whole building. If you ever ask him, he'll say Chris was trying to give me my debut fight. because I was kind of mad I didn't get a slap to go in the house because they just gave me a pass straight into the house.
Yeah.
But how I was looking at it was 3 slaps, 3 weeks. That's a lot of money.
Oh, Frost. Yeah. Waylon Frost. Waylon Frost and Provost.
I don't like Waylon's slap anymore. He got worse as he went on. So, I mean, he's got a nice attitude with people, but he does not got the slap down. I feel like he gets scared and then he steps or does some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Each their own.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think we're gonna see something from Waylon Frost pretty soon because I know he's still kicking around, trying to get some attention. So we'll see him.
Jesus and Waylon Frost would be, that'd be a understandable one.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out though, Jesus Gaspar has some of the best dating advice on his Instagram. Go check it out. I didn't think that he would be a man of the ladies.
I love Jesus. Gaspar's a good
there
kid.
and check out his women advice. It's pretty top notch. I don't think it'll work for you, but the comedic aspect of it is amazing. Awesome, Chris. Appreciate you joining me, my man.
All right,
As
Corey. Thank
always,
you.
Keep
All right,
working
Dean.
hard. We'll see you back soon.
God bless
Pleasure,
you.
my man. You too, brother.
Take care, my man. All right. KO Chris joining us. As always, good friend of our show. Great to see him dropping some bombs. Some, good dude. Obviously controversial at times. Some people love him. Some people hate him. But, he's good for business. And we see the chat going off as always. I forgot about this. I don't know if I've ever actually gone back to see it, to tell you the truth, between Provost and Waylon Frost. Like, do you remember that match? Like, seriously?
I remember him saying, "Come on, Provost." I remember that.
Do you? Okay. Yeah, I don't even remember that, man. Like, I don't know what I was on or what one, but I don't even recall even seeing this match. They posted it 2 months ago. Oh, I'm going to commercial. I'll remove it there. Come on, man. Rumble's killing me.
Nah, yeah, double commercials, baby boy.
Rumble is killing me. Come on. We'll keep on going on. I'll have to watch it after the fact. But I mean, 2 great guests. Who do you think we see first? John Davis or Chris Thomas back in Power Slap?
That's a great question. I'll say John Davis.
Okay.
I'll say John Davis because I think Chris should take the time off.
Yeah. All right. But we did see Anthony Blackburn pre-fight ramen. We see he's traveling. What does that mean? Is he getting that shot like we thought? Is he flying in to Vegas to do some promo against Manny? Is it happening?
Yeah, I mean, with everybody else flying into Vegas around this time, I think that's the only thing to assume, honestly. It makes sense. It absolutely makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, they're talking about it a lot. KO Chris thinks, potentially deserving of that shot also. We'd like to see it. I mean, it's a lot for a guy with not a lot of experience. I know we talked about it before. You don't get too many shots at the title. Is that time now? It's never easy to get that shot. And you get the opportunity, obviously you need to take it. Anthony Blackburn, is he flying to Vegas or not? Getting that potential opportunity. With International Fight Week, we know that they're going to want to see, minimum 2, potentially 3, 4 titles on that card. Are we going to get, Manny at 170, the Crazy Hawaiian potentially at, Super? Doesn't seem to be any movement right now, as we know, in the heavyweight or the light heavyweight division. Or is there? Let's find out.
So everybody's scared but Vern. That's the word. Ronda's brain still broken. His cousin won't let him do it. Russell's a bitch, scared. Who else even is there? Pussies.
What a guy.
What a guy. In classic Austin Turpin style, he goes through the light heavyweight division. Doesn't seem to be Russell. Doesn't seem to be Wolverine. And now he's changed the attention to go after Vernon Cathy. Does that mean we're not getting a rematch, as Dana said, post Power Slap number 7, that he'd like to see that trilogy? I'm curious about what's going on here. Are they making Austin earn an opportunity at Wolverine again by giving him a Vern Cathy matchup, which I actually think would be fire? That would be a match and a half. It could actually be more exciting than the Wolverine fight. Like, well, let's be honest. Vern Cathy coming off of some victories here. The potential he has of one strike knockout power. Austin Turpin, storyline, old man Vern. I always say, Jason Kelsey, a Power Slap, Vern Cathy going up against Austin. We'll see a different storyline. It's not, cousin kissing county anymore, but it's, we've got Vern. Vern's got to step up his game, though. His rebuttals that he has in his story have been a little bit weak. I mean, he has been flexing, I don't know. Hey, Austin, I'm just out here owning land, eating good, a little soft flex, but he's got to get a little more spicy in there. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, he's got old man dad jokes, and all power to the guy. Like he's up there. He's one of the oldest guys in this, and he's doing it. I respect that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's be a really intriguing match. Get Austin in there, get him up against Vern, who, I mean, deserving so. I mean, the winner of it, why not give them another opportunity? I know you've got Russell Rivera in the wing, who's somebody else who keeps coming off victories as well. I mean, between those three guys, you definitely could make a case to argue one or the other who deserves a shot at that light heavyweight title next time around. I mean, we thought when Wolverine took over that light heavyweight division, became the champion, we're like, I think, a lot of people would have thought that Wolverine would reign at the top of that division for a very long time. Do we think that's kind of changed now? I mean, I hate to say it, obviously, he gets a loss. I'm not trying to pile upon him, but are we looking at these guys a little bit differently? Austin, Wolverine, and Vern as potential contenders that could upset Wolverine in the future? Because I think originally we didn't think that for the first little bit because of how dominant he was at heavy, drop it down the light heavy, the way he won it. What do we think of the contenders in that light heavyweight division being able to challenge him?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think ultimately his armor, he's got some chinks in his armor, right? People are proving that he's beatable. I also think that that's a nod to the competition, the level of competition that he's facing in that division, particularly when you look at the top 5 in light heavyweight, is full of killers, right? These guys who have that one shot knockout power. Even if you take AJ out of that equation, right, that will put you at Delvin Hamlet as the sort of middle ground. And actually, these are not even updated. So you're looking at Alan Klingbeil would be even higher up, with guys like Blakesley and Russell. So I just think that the caliber is much higher. But to your point, I think DeBell is kind of that guy that's got the aura, the mystique, the unbeatable. I think he's the one that fans look at as like, he's going to be able to tower over that division for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how I thought it was, to be honest with you, in the beginning. Like, I thought when Wolverine won it, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a guy that's going to be there for a long time. I thought Wolverine was going to kind of go on and retire, with the light heavyweight belt, but we've seen the competition around him. I kind of I'm trying to figure this out on the fly because I'm on the Power Slap website. I'm looking at the rankings and I'm like, man, this doesn't seem right. And then it's like, I knew they updated the rankings. And correct me if I'm wrong, did they only update the rankings on social, but they haven't updated the website?
That's absolutely correct.
Gotcha. Okay, because I mean, I'm sitting here battling in my mind as we're sitting here live on TV, and I'm like, what? This isn't adding up. I mean, we've still got Chris Thomas in the number 1 position. I'm trying to see, and I was like, I'm sure Jewel Scott moved up without even fighting. How that happened? And I'm like, but it's not showing up on my screen. So, yeah. So okay. So it is true that the website is not up to date yet. So, So as we kind of recapping what we know, we've got obviously Austin Turpin is in town, coach on season 3. We see him talking about Vern Cathy. We've got the crazy Hawaiian in town. We've got Anthony Blackburn seemingly getting on a flight. We don't know if he's going to Vegas or not. Have we seen anything from Manny? Has Manny been tipping his hat at all about his whereabouts?
He has not, but I am comfortable with him. He did say that he have an announcement soon.
Mhm.
What that announcement will be, who knows? But he did tease that on social.
Gotcha. Anybody else in the super heavy? Bikini Manu sighting in Vegas. Danny Van Heerden promo. Have we seen anything?
No,
You
sir.
know, would they fly them in from Hawaii? Would they fly them in from South Africa for media for, I don't know, 3 hours? Or would they figure something else out and do media over there?
I don't know, man. Crazy Hawaiian's been to Vegas twice in the last week.
Mhm.
So I mean, back and forth both times. That seems like a waste of money if you ask me.
Yeah. I hear you, my man. All right, let's get into my favorite part of the show. I'm going to lead off the top because you'll know more about this one than I will, Ding. There we go. We've got Vern Cathy. He's got some Land Rover 20-inch rims for $400. I'm going to tell you, Land Rover rims are not cheap. These suckers can cost you well over $1,000 each. Plus the rubber. Vern seems to have, if it's a set of 4 for $400, you run all the way to the bank to get those rims right now because it is a steal of a deal if I have ever seen one as it relates to that. $400. And the guy who we seem to keep on featuring this time over and over, we got Kalani Vakamailola. He's got a hammer for an excavator. Did you know that an excavator had a hammer, Ding?
I did not, but the fact that it costs $5,000, I don't know who's buying that, and it doesn't look like it's that light to pick up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's Hawaiian pricing. Okay? So, I mean, it's probably $4,000 worth of transit to get it there. It's probably worth $1,000 on mainland. Is that what you guys call it? What do you call it? The motherland? You call it the mainland?
They call it the mainland. We don't make any distinction if we're on the mainland.
Okay. So it's just them. But yeah, if you find yourself in Hawaii and you need a hammer for your excavator, Kalani might be your dude. So, Ding, what else is on the docket? What are you seeing? Anything in the chats? Anything else that's caught your eye over the last week? I mean, we're seeing now a lot of other fights from other organizations. We've kind of had some rumblings before that, are we going to start to see things happening? There's an event in South Africa coming up the first week of June. That same weekend, we also know that there's another event from Slap Wars taking place in California. So we're starting to see now some other events. Last week, we talked about that Eddie Hall event in Saudi Arabia. That's supposed to be happening at the end of May. We haven't heard any information about it. I think we're like 10 days away because, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it the 25th? The Saturday. So next Saturday, we're like 10 days out. We haven't heard anything about that. So we're starting to see some other events. Seemingly, we don't know at this point if they're sanctioned or they're not, but we are seeing other events kind of taking place. So, is that a sign of the swell that Power Slap is creating interest, that these other events are now taking place in different markets? You think?
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I think in the past, the press conference Dana did this past weekend in St. Louis, among all the stupid fucking questions that were being asked, one of the questions was good. And it was about smaller promotions and how important they are to this big machine. I think the same can be and will be true for Power Slap. And Dana's words were something to the effect of, these smaller promotions are like incredibly important to our business. It's how we grow the sport because we look for the talent that's the best unsigned talent out there that's not in the UFC. The same will be true for Power Slap. So these smaller feeder organizations, people may shit on them. You may have, you may say, oh, this is like the B or C, D leagues, whatever. But the truth is that's where Power Slap's looking when they're scouting talent to figure out who's going to be the next Power Slap striker that they're going to bring in, either being on the show or if they're going to go ahead and, just cherry pick people and have these random people show up at events that have, like the Crazy Hawaiians, like these smaller organizations had to exist for him to have all that equity coming into a big promotion like this and being able to now become the champion here. And it really is all very important. So I would encourage everybody in the chat, if you guys are really true fans of slap fighting in general, give some love to those small promotions, because you may fall in love with some of these guys and you may be, among a group of fans that says and calls the attention of Power Slap through their comments or whatever your methods are to say, hey, you should pay attention to this person. And the day may come where you see your favorite, I'll call it underground striker, on a mainstream platform like Power Slap.
Yeah. I mean, it gives extra experience. We know that the UFC can't be everywhere. So the more eyeballs, more attention that can be drawn in the sport. You know, these other organizations lay the groundwork, lay that foundation. They give people the experience to get into the UFC. It's gonna be the same way. It's like I said, they're gonna be getting the experience. You know, hopefully it leads to actually better fights at Power Slap at someday, where people come in with the experience, so they're not fouling, they're not getting disqualified, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, it may be part of a strategic plan long-term that this actually improves the quality of the sport at the highest level. You know, right now, obviously Power Slap leading the way, and, you know, having that in place will only help the sport grow. Hopefully it's done safely. Hopefully it gets sanctioned. Hopefully it's being done properly. You know, last thing we want is just, you know, taking place in bars and just having crazy rules that don't exist, people getting hurt, you know, and injured, obviously, you know, isn't good for the sport. So we want to make sure that obviously things are done properly, but I think across the board, it can be good for this organization. We also heard Dana talk about the UFC needing to get out of the Apex. I just want to clarify, not completely, but get out of the Apex more frequently to take it on tour, to get out into the cities, because he talked about bringing the show on the road to different cities to grow the sport, that audience, to get the live experience. Right now, except for one event at the Durango, which is essentially across the street from the UFC Apex, Power Slap has always been in the Apex. Kind of seeing company-wide almost that preface it, that I think there is going to be that focus and that train of thought when they're developing out the plan for the back half of this year, potentially into next year. Power Slap going on the road. We obviously know about going overseas, you know, to the, you know, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. But are we going to start seeing them tour this thing much more frequently? I know Dana dropped a great clip that they're talking about Power Slap Friday, UFC Saturday. Potentially in the future, we're gonna have UFC, we're gonna have Power Slap Friday, UFC Saturday, WWE on the Sunday, of doing complete takeovers of cities. How much of a game changer is that now? The UFC before often shied away from certain markets, or they weren't able to get a Saturday event in a certain city. It was, you know, one of the reasons why the UFC, you know, wasn't in Toronto for the longest time. They weren't able to get a Saturday event, you know, or a Saturday date with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Raptors, you know, occupying most of those dates. They were able to get there this year. Obviously, they brought Sean Strickland and Duplessis. But now, if you can go to a venue, you can guarantee them a Friday, Saturday, Sunday night booking. Does that now change your availability to get more venues more frequently?
100%, but I think among that, I think local marketing is very important, right? Where you're able to target a particular demographic of people based on, you know, whatever the marquee is, and you have, you know, the billboards or the Titantrons outside of the arena that's promoting this stuff for local events. Then you start to talk about where these strikers are from, getting that hometown support. And there being so many cities in America, when you look at, you know, organizations like the UFC or the WWE, they can go to all these places so infrequently because of how many there are. I mean, when you give people a chance to see this in person, you'll make tons of people fall in love. Some people are still going to hate it, and that's fine, but they'll give it a shot. And out of that group, you'll get a small population of fans that now are jumping on the bandwagon because it was more relevant. It hit closer to home. And so I just think, even when you talk about Saudi, right, like the promotion in Saudi is going to be off the charts. The Saudi fans are going to be able to come and watch this thing live. It changes everything. It makes it much more real, and it makes it something that you want to tune into because you've seen it. You've lived it, if you will. You felt that experience. So I think, to your point, man, that's, again, part of between that and the international move, this thing's going to, I mean, they're going to continue to talk about this being the fastest growing sport in the world.
Yeah. I mean, let's look at it, man. I mean, we're coming up on 55 minutes here. So let's just kind of recap here real quick. I mean, we're sitting middle of May. We know that the event is on June 28th. So I'm assuming we're probably still about 10 to 14 days away before we start seeing, you know, some of these fights being announced. You know, they may tease us and give us a couple of the main card fights in advance, but before we get the entire fight, I think we're still about 2 weeks out. We do know, you know, from the past that the Rumble deal was an 8-fight, an 8-fight contract of live events. Curious to see, are we going to get a new Rumble deal announced publicly before this event on June 28th? So that's something else I think we should be looking forward to. We should, I think, see something from that, unless it's been renegotiated behind closed doors. But I think we will probably get a public announcement in the coming week of if there's going to be an extension, a new deal, how the distribution of Power Slap is going to unfold in the future. I think we're going to see, coming up. So 2 exciting things in the books. And then, of course, as always, season 3 filming right now. We're probably going to get an announcement at some point when that's going to be released. My guess is going to be the middle of the summer, but, which was kind of the dog days last year. We had an event, in July, we had an event in August. Then we didn't have anything, I believe, until, was it October? So maybe we'll see the show kind of fall in that reign, give us something to talk about every single week. As you know, the more we have to talk about, Slap News shows up, and they're some of the hardest working people in the business. So the more they give us, the more we can talk with you guys, the more we can bring you in. We appreciate all of you, as always, that tune in with us religiously week after week. We appreciate you very much. And of course, as you know, we're going to be there. Power Slap number 8. We want to throw it to you guys as well. If there's any content you guys want to see, right now we've got 2 origins that are being done that we recorded last time. I know you guys love the Origin series. It's being edited. We're going to have 1 out by the end of this month. It's taken a lot of time. We really put a lot of work to make that happen. So we're going to be having that coming from us. But if there's anything you guys want to see from us when we're there live in Vegas, if there's any, behind the scene things, anything you want to see with certain fighters, things of entertainment wise, whatever you guys like, let us know. We're always all ears. Our DMs are always open. Ding, anything you want to recap before we head out?
Nah, I just want to say thank you guys for always engaging with us. You guys are going bananas in the chat. So much love to everyone.
Awesome, my man. All right, until next week, same place, same time.